We're now going to turn it into a bit of a standing sequence. I'm going to just pull the chair out for demonstration. If you don't feel like you need the chair, you can get rid of it. Bend your knees, drop your sitting bones down, back of the hands together, shoulder, elbows, wrists, fingers lift, and then bend at the spine, bend at the hips, bend at the knees. Forward bend. Come to your flat back, and your left foot stays forward, right knee lifts to your chest. Kick the leg back behind you, bend your standing leg to take the right foot down, and then bend your right knee to get the weight back. You're trying to create that straight leg on the back of the lunge. So keep the pubic bone lifted, the low back long, straighten the back leg as much as you feel confident, bend into your front knee, and now take your fingertips together. Push your armpits forward and down, spread the elbows apart, and we're going to side bend towards the left. So the right elbow sweeps forward and across. Once it can go no further, you reach the right arm over and you reach the left arm down. Important to remember you're not back bending here, so I want a slight rounding in the spine as you reach into your side bend. Make sure you can breathe comfortably. And then bend your elbows, touch your fingertips together again. Now your left elbow swims back behind you as the right elbow reaches for the front of the room, and you're in a twist. You can look out over your fingers, or you tuck your chin slightly, lift your back ear to look over your back shoulder, or lift your front ear to look over your front shoulder. You can reach the arms in the direction they're facing, so the front arm reaches across, the back arm reaches back behind you. Bend the elbows back again. Very slowly come back to center. Take the back of the hands together, shoulder, elbows, wrists, fingers lift. Round your back to take your hands forward. Shift your weight forward to lift the back leg up. Bend your knee to your chest. Touch the right toe tip down, and then shift the left foot so that it's turned out slightly. Bend your knees to get your weight off your hands. Create that circle with your fingers. And then if you can, you're going to try and lift your right knee up towards your chest, around your spine slightly. Once it can go no further, you give it a hug. Then if you wish to extend, first you try and straighten up your spine. And once your spine can straighten up no more, you try and straighten your standing leg. If you can, you float the leg in place, and then take it down. Other side. Bend the knees, back of the hands, shoulder, elbows, wrists, fingers lift. Round your spine, your hips, bend your knees to forward bend. And come to your flat back position. Now your left knee lifts to your chest. Kick it back behind you. Bend your standing leg to take the back foot down. Bend your back knee to shift your weight back and come upright. Touch your pubic bone and your low back, and try and keep the pubic bone lifted as you straighten your back leg. And then take your fingertips together at heart center. Now your left elbow sweeps forward and across. Once it can go no further, and you should start to feel it, especially if you're in a bit of flexion in the back. If you're in extension, meaning a back bend, you're not going to feel the stretch here. So try and keep that pubic bone lifted. Once you can go no further, the left arm reaches across and over, the right arm reaches down. Make sure you can breathe calmly. And then bend the elbows, touch the fingertips together. Sweep the right elbow back as the left elbow comes forward. You can look neutrally off to the side or tuck your chin. Lift your back ear and look over your back shoulder. Lift your front ear and look over your front shoulder. You can amplify this by reaching your front arm across and your back arm towards the wall behind you. Bend the elbows to touch the fingers together. Come slowly back to the center. Try not to use momentum. Back of the hands together. Shoulder, elbows, wrists, fingers lift. Round your spine to take your hands forward onto your chair or onto the floor beyond you. Shift the weight forward to lift the back leg up. Bend the knee towards your chest and come onto the ball of the left foot. Shift the weight so that the right foot spins out on a diagonal, and then bend your knees to shift the weight back. Round your back and make the circle with your fingers, with your arms. Bend the knee up as far as it's willing to go. And once it could go no further, you give it a hug. Once you have contact, try and straighten up your spine, and maybe you can straighten your leg. Float the leg as you let it go, and then bring it down.